So our last sentence that we have on this worksheet, seriously, long sentence that I'm going to have to draw on this screen. So we'll see how disastrous this turns out. It has a weird back half to it. So I can see already it's going to be a compound sentence because I can see this comma but it says the Lutheran Youth Group was selling chocolates for Valentine's Day, comma, but within each box was a message about the temptations of hell's damnation. All right, so see what we can do with this thing. All right, so let me see if I can share this in a different screen and make sense of this madness. All right, let me make it a little larger so I can get the most out of my white space here. And we'll see if that works. All right. Well, I left off with pink. I'm not really crazy about that. I'm going to go back to blue. Blue is just a nice little color. Everyone can agree on blue. So first thing first, I can see this opening sentence, which is pretty straightforward. The Lutheran Youth Group was selling chocolates for Valentine's Day. All right, so we can see that there's this sort of noun here. Here's this action verb and direct object. They're selling chocolates. So let's do that first. That is an incredibly straight line. I'm impressed. All right, G's. I'm telling you, I'm not bad at G's if it's straight. It's when they're slanted, I'm just beastly. So group, I'm going to add in those extra words just because I'm here. All right, so we're going to say the group. It's a youth group, but it's a Lutheran youth group. I guess you could say it's a youth group, Lutheran youth, or you could say it's a Lutheran group and a youth group. You know what I'm seeing? So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say it's a youth group. And if you want to put Lutheran here as a separate line, you can, or you can do one of those crazy things where we come out and down, and then we can add them here. So let's put the Lutheran. I'm going to put my Lutherans here. I can make fun of the Lutherans because I used to be a Lutheran, and if you're a Lutheran, hats off to you. All right, so here's our verb, which is going to be was selling. And the group was selling direct objects, a nice little straight line, selling chocolates. Nothing like some chocolates from the Lutherans. And then it's for Valentine's Day. Now, it could be chocolates for Valentine's Day. You could also say they were selling for Valentine's Day. I really don't care. I'm going to say they're selling it for Valentine's Day. To me, it's a little weird to say they're chocolates for Valentine's Day because it sounds like they're only for Valentine's Day. You can't eat them any other day. But I would say they're selling them for Valentine's Day. So here's 4. I'm going to separate those because they're different types of days. And so I'm going to say Valentine's Day. It's down here. Valentine's. It's really looking great today, Jeff. Nice work. Top notch. Excellent. All right, so there's our first sentence. The Lutheran Youth Group was selling chocolates for Valentine's Day. When I get to the second one, I'm going to change its color. Yellow's looking tempting to me. I'm going to go this sort of gold color, kind of a West Virginia mountaineer colors here. So we have the second sentence, which says within each box. Well, that's troubling because this is a prepositional phrase. And so that can't be your subject. Subject cannot be in a prep phrase. Subject cannot be in a prep phrase. So here's your verb, though. But as I've always told you, the subject has to be in front of the verb, unless we get to this last exception, which the author is giving us, which is, what if it's an inverted sentence? So let's start off with that verb, because I think if you start off with a verb, anytime you're kind of confused on how to build a diagram, start with your verb. You're to be so happy that you did. I'm just not happy that I'm this close to the bottom, though. I'm sorry about that, everybody. I'm just looking ahead. I'm thinking that's just not a good choice. So let's get rid of this. And this. And let's try this all over again up front, way up here. I think I'll just be so much happier. All right. So I'm going to go here with my verb was. So my verb is was. And then I'm like, okay, then I have this thing which is within each box. Well, this tells me location. So I'm going to put this underneath my verb because somebody tells me where is an adverb. So I'm going to put it here, which is going to be within, over with box. Then I have each box. It's a nice looking E. And I'm like, okay, then what's your subject? Because you've already found your prep phrase and your verb, and there's no subject here. So the subject must be on the other side. So when I come over here, I have another prep phrase about the temptations of hell's damnation, and I'm left with a message. So when I ask myself, then what's your subject? Because all you have are a bunch of prep phrases in the word message. You're like, oh, well, yeah, it's got to be message. The message was within each box. That makes a lot of sense. And this is an inverted sentence. So now message gets to be my subject. And now I'm going to extend this line a little bit. And I'd say it's a message. What kind of message? It's a message about the temptations, which makes really no sense to me. I can't tell you how many years I've used this sentence, and I'm not sure why I never fix it, because what seriously is tempting about hell's damnation? Like, who possibly is thinking, man, that hell, that sounds tempting. Yeah, who wouldn't like eternal fire and brimstone for the rest of their lives? That's great. Yeah. And then we have of hell's damnation. This is a prep phrase, which is not telling me it's not the message of hell's damnation. It's the temptation of hell's damnation, which once again is a stupid sentence, but just go with it anyway. So we come down with of over with damnation. It might be the only time today in all your lessons that someone actually uses the word hell's damnation. There you go. And now, as you know, we have this full sentence. So basically, the way you really read it is you say a message of the temptations of hell's damnation was within each box. But we've just simply inverted the order. We've taken the subject on the other side of the verb and flipped it around. But it is still a compound sentence, so let's join them together. My favorite color is going to be orange, but I'm going to go crazy. I'm just going to go old traditional black. Why not? So I'm going to go from verb to verb. Something just happened there. All right, whatever. I'm going to go from verb to verb here. Boop, 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 boop. All right, it helps if you make the boop sounds. So it goes from was selling to was, and my conjunction is but. So let's get him on that line. And that is a beautiful looking compound sentence with the new twist, which is the inverted sentence. Awesome. All right, let's save this.